Hey guys, Real Pyro Blue here to give you a nice little lesson on how to play Last of the American Girls. I've gotten many requests on how to play this, so it's about time I do it. So let me go ahead and start out by saying that if you really wanted to play this like the record, you would need two guitarists, because there are really two guitar parts, a rhythm and a lead, that are almost always being played. I'm going to try and show you some ways where you can mix them together, but there's some parts, especially like the chorus and maybe the bridges, where you need to figure out which one you want to play, and that's just to your preference. Alright, so let's go ahead and start out. So after Mike Dirnt does his little bass part in the beginning, when the guitar comes in, it sounds like this. Alright, so as you saw there, those are not chords, those are single notes. That's one thing a lot of people have a problem with this, is that, so you start out with the second fret of the A string, and you play that for 4 counts of 4. And then you do 2 counts of 4 on the open E, and then you do this little riff. And what that is, starts out on the 7th fret of the A, to the 6th fret of the A, then back to the 7, up to the 9. And then after that, go back down to the 2nd of the A, then down to the 2nd of the E. So altogether that sounds. Alright, so for each verse you repeat that whole thing twice to fill the verse. So that's all that's being played in the first verse. In the second verse, that is still going, but there's also this little thing that Billy's doing. Alright, so those chords are, first one starting 2nd fret of the E, to the 4th fret of the B, and the 4th fret of the G. And then the next one, it's basically a D chord moved up 2 frets, so that's 4th fret of the E, 5th fret of the B, 4th fret of the G. And then down here, you can just go ahead and bar both of the 2nd frets of the E and the B string, and then 3rd fret of the G. And the strumming pattern for that is pretty simple. If you listen to the song enough, you'll get it. And that progression is, first you do with the 2nd 4/4. So you see you do that double stop thing 4 times, then go to the next chord, then back to the 2nd 4/4, then down to the barring 2nd 3rd, and then just you repeat that whole thing over again until you get to the end of the verse. And that is for both of the verses. There is one little fill thing that happens during the verses, and it's only during the 2nd verse, and it sounds like this. And he does that when the other guitar is doing this part. So the way that goes is you first start out with 2 measures of an open B string. and then what you do is you 2 open Bs, then down to the 3rd fret of the G, then the 4th fret of the D, then 2 hits of the 1st fret of the G, then back up to that 4 on the D. So altogether that little lick should sound like. Now, as I said before, if you're playing all this on one guitar, you might not even need to play that. If you're doing the whole part, you just need to decide, do you want to do that or do you want to play these little licks? It's up to you. There is another little lick, and it's the second time when you do the, and it sounds like this. Once again, you start out with 2 measures of an open B. So after you do that 2 measures of open B, 2 more hits of an open B, and that's 3rd fret of the G, 2nd fret of the B. Alright, and once again, you gotta decide if you want to play that or not. Alright, so now let's go into the chorus, and I'm going to start with the rhythm guitar, which sounds like this. Alright, so the way that starts out with is 4 counts of 4 on a B chord, which is 7 on the E, 9 on the A, 9 on the D, and 8, because this is a B major chord, and 8 on the G. So as I said, 4 counts of 4 on that. Actually, excuse me, only 2 counts of 4. Now what you're making here is a B7 chord. So the way to make that is you're going to have to bar your first finger on the 7th fret and then make the B chord, but just simply take off, usually it's your pinky, take off the pinky that's holding the 9 on the D to make it the 7 of the D, and you get a B7 chord. And 2 counts of that. And then make an E chord, which is 7 of the D, 7 in the A, 9 of the D, 9 of the G. Then make an E minor, which is still an E chord, but then add the 8th fret of the B. So altogether that little part sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now then go back down to the B again, B, the regular B. So do 4 more hits of that, or 2 counts of 4 of that, then down to 3 hits of an F sharp, which is 2nd fret of the E, 4th fret of the A, 4th fret of the D. Okay? And then after you do that, when the other guitar is doing this part, which I'll get to that in a bit, but first of all,